Welcome to the Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast. I am your tavern master and host, Kyle, and we are back for episode 3 of Diselderly Conduct 2, The Fountain of Youth. Returning back to the bar this month is, recovering from her first ever confirmed case of COVID, thanks Gen Con, it's Brooke. Welcome back, Brooke.
Hello. Sound much better than I would have last week, so you're welcome.
Yes, it was a good call to delay our record.
So you drop an intro like that, we want to cheer for you then, but then it sounds like we're cheering for COVID, and you really should not throw us under the bus like that. It's very unkind.
Also joining us at the bar, now completely out of references because Jason Statham wasn't a child actor, Bones, a.k.a. Mitch. Welcome back, Bones.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Gonna be like an Olympic swimmer or something. Wasn't he an Olympian at one point?
A swimmer,
Jason
and then
Statham? I guess
he danced in some music videos.
He's got that aerodynamic head.
Also back at the bar, Mav, who thanks his wife for letting him play this evening and for being a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. Welcome, Mav.
With apologies to Miss Reba McEntire.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay, moms.
It sounds like it was like a requirement. Like
I was put up to it? Yeah, what gave it away?
Better thank me.
What gave it away?
And then finally returning back to the bar. Actually, hold on, because this is the first episode we're recording since Gen Con. I think I should take a brief moment to address the rumors swirling around. Yes, it's true. I was kicked out of the convention for trying to smuggle dice down my pants. To be clear, I didn't do it because I can't afford them. I have the money. I was mostly just acting out for attention because I was jealous of all the other DMs there running games. Also, I enjoy the feeling of dice against my thighs, my sweet pale thighs. I'm sorry for my actions, and also sorry for referring to my sweet pale thighs a moment ago. Scott didn't even write that part. Speaking of which, Scott Esmond is here.
Wow, Kyle, that was really brave of you to address it head on like that.
It's really brave. It's brave.
Kyle, I was your
brave.
lawyer. I told you told me all that in confidence. I would take it to my grave, and here you are spouting it out on the internet.
I need a private counsel with my lawyer.
Apparently.
Immediately.
I was not informed of that, and I actually would like to boycott this podcast starting right now. So I'm going to go.
Well, what if he shows you his sweet pale thighs?
I don't think it's going to help. It might actually make it worse.
Sorry to the audio
once again,
listeners.
welcome back, everyone. Let's head back to the tavern to see what's next in the story. Inside the Talltale Tavern, a small crowd has gathered, enjoying the story told by the young woman. And so they defeated the Modrons by the fountain, took a dip, and turned into babies. From a table marked with a small sign reading the Talltale Tavern Book Club, a half-troll raises his hand and asks, "Babies?" "Babies!" the young woman replies. She looks at the now cold coffee in her mug, sets it aside, and asks the bartender for a glass of water. He quickly returns with the glass. She takes a sip and continues the story of Diselderly Conduct 2, The Fountain of Youth. Roll the intro! Malter, Aura, Dekks, and Konny. You sit up in your diapers, in a circle, looking at each other. Aura, you are wearing a pink shirt with a crocheted flower on it. Everyone else is just wearing a diaper. You are in a very large, carpeted room with blue walls and white painted clouds. There are perhaps a dozen babies of various fantastical species crawling around this room, some giggling, some gnawing on toys. They are all your size, except for one baby that looks more like a toddler, has more hair on his head than the others, and looks pretty steady on his feet. Everywhere around you are various toys, stuffed animals, and things to play on. There is one exit to the room, a doorway blocked by a tall baby gate.
What the hell was in that water that we drank or got in? Did we get in it or did we drink it?
I dove
just
straight
got
in.
it, I think.
I dove. Yeah, I was full submersion.
I drank some of it.
I know he's not here, but did Zaz lace it like that one time? Is this happening?
You gotta tell me
put it
some more of
past
these
him.
stories.
How did we get here?
I don't even remember losing consciousness.
It feels so weird to be this close to the ground.
I mean, let's be real, Dekks. You've fallen over plenty since that knee went bad.
Speaking of which, it feels fine at the moment.
I don't. Does it have a kneecap? Is that why it's better?
Oh yeah, that's missing, but I'm not sure if it was there to begin with, so... Either way, it's flexible. I could... Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, aside for the rest of it.
Well, if I know one thing about a bad trip, you just gotta power through it. How far away is this gate that is locked? Can I?
It is on the other side of this large room, so
Okay.
It's maybe 50 feet away from you right
50
now.
feet?
50
so
feet as
I can
in,
see it clearly, is what I'm
yes.
asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then that's
You
the
can
way.
see it clearly.
That's the way that I would head, but like, as I'm heading and it keeps getting blurrier as I'm going.
Connie's gonna go with Malter, and he's like, "Hey, is this what time prison was like? Was it like this the whole time?"
I can't talk. I can't get into it. It's too raw. Can you explain? Is this an illusion? Because it's getting blurrier as I get closer to it. Is this real, Konny?
It seems real to me. And he's kind of looking around at the other babies as they're like crawling by. As they're crawling, he like kind of reaches out and like pushes one of them to see if does it have substance?
You push one of them and it like falls on its butt and like looks at you and like takes its finger and like slowly starts moving its finger toward you. You need to make a dexterity saving throw as that finger is getting closer to your eyeball.
As a baby
excellent.
slowly touches you.
So this is my opportunity to debut my Gen Con Mimic
Dice Tower.
Dice Tower.
Very
It's the
nice.
initial roll. I've never used it before in a game. Here we go. Let's see what it gives me. Oh yeah, that's a 19 plus 0, so 19.
You are able to easily dodge out of the
christening.
way as the baby tries to poke you in the eye and misses and just and then just stares and smiles at you.
That's disconcerting. Let's keep it moving. Just keep crawling with Malter toward the gate.
Yeah, I'm letting you take the lead because I'm having a hard time seeing it as we get closer. So.
Yeah, that's why you're letting me take the lead. Sure.
As you are moving towards it, you feel the ground like shake, like a thud. Then another thud. All the babies look and turn towards the large white gate in the doorframe and start to crawl toward it in anticipation. The loud footsteps continue until a giant old hag walks into view. She has a long, crooked nose and a humped back. Her warty skin sags on her face. Her teeth are stained yellow, and she wears a large, heavy necklace that holds a huge eyeball, almost the size of her chest. The eyeball looks independently around the room. She cracks a sinister smile. My babies! Most of the babies put their arms up wanting to be held. Some start softly crying. She opens the gate from a lock at the top, steps in the room, and closes the gate behind her. Look at all of you, how fast you all grow. The older toddler in the room says, Mama, and runs over to her.
How old is this
Look
toddler?
at you, big boy. And she takes out this small basin and dips a washcloth into it of this black oily liquid in this small bowl and gently washes his face. As she does, he begins to de-age and soon is as small as a newborn infant. Much, much better. Good as new. Okay. Darling's mama will be back later to check on you. And she turns to leave the room.
That baby had some bass in his voice. So we're gonna get eaten, right? Like this is everybody. Nobody is under any other impressions than that she's gonna eat us.
Oh, I don't think she's interested in just raising us, out of the goodwill of her heart. That seems pretty clear.
Are the other babies like goo goo gaga talking, or are they like? Do they seem
Give me a perception
intelligent?
check. Give me a perception check. The giant hag woman opens the gate and is leaving the room at this point and walks.
Trip her. Can I run and trip her?
You could try
I got
to
15.
crawl if you want to.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, she got a 15. I definitely, after that is resolved, would try to make a break for it, I mean.
Okay. She's leaving right now. Give me an initiative roll, and let's see if you can
Fucking
beat
great
her
at
initiative real
initiative,
quick.
guys. Here we go. Where's it at?
To see if you could even get there.
Only a 14.
And then she's going to make a
rolled-
deck save
she-
when a slow baby tries to trip her.
She rolled a 17. So you start moving, maybe crawling toward her as fast as you can, and unable to catch up to her with your small, tiny, chubby legs. And she leaves the room. Aura, you are looking around, and you see babies like slobbering over toys, like big grins on their face, that they're watching mama leave, and some of them look sad. And you see a different baby that's sort of close to you guys, and he's like looking at his hands down like this, and like turning it over and like
he's still
opening his
tripping out.
eyes. And you see him.
All right, I go over to that baby, and I'm like, "Hey,
Oh,
can you understand me?"
and he like puts his hand up.
It's fucking...
It's our guide.
Baba?
That motherfucker.
Me, Uda, Baba? Baba?
Aura, he wants his Baba.
No, yes, it's me, Aura. It's Aura.
Goops Baba?
I just point to the other three. I'm like, that's them.
He's gonna see Konny crawling toward him, trying to get his hands around his neck.
He's looking around, Goops, and you see across the room a different baby with his like foot in his mouth and like this like green leaf on his head, and he takes his foot out and like, Uda, Goops, Uda, and he comes and this other baby crawls over and it's like Goops, Baba, Uda, Baba, and he's like Aura Baba, Goops Baba.
Yes, we're all babas and we're also all babies.
Goops is getting strangled right now. I'm gonna choke him out. Like what?
doing it.
How did you lead us here?
Otana Goop Dang. Otana Goop Dang.
I know who you are. That's why I'm choking you.
No, Konny.
He led us here. He knew this would happen.
I mean, we
Why
started...
would he have jumped in if he knew what was happening?
That's a really good point, Konny, that Aura just made.
And like Connie's like, damn it, and just like let's go and shoves.
One could make the argument that if anything, they tried to betray us and take this for themselves. And maybe we should just let that happen.
You push him over. Do a dexterity save to see if you can even topple yourself back, as you're like a baby form and he's baby form. He like you like expect some resistance, but he doesn't have any core strength, so he flops back.
I rolled a big ol' 3.
A 3, yes. So you go to like push him, and then it's just like babies toppling over each other, and like you just smack your face like on the ground, and it's just a rolling mess of baby. And Otana's like, oh, and he sits up, and he's like, Otana Baba, Mama? And he like points to the door. Goops, Mama?
Well, she says mama, but she's not my mom. Is she your mom?
Mama Goops? No.
No? Okay,
No.
good.
Oh, good. We know no now. Good. Is there anybody else in this prison yard of babies who looks like they're conscious, or is it just the 6 of us?
Just- No other babies look like they are doing anything.
Dex is talking to like what clearly just one brain cell baby, and is just like, "Boy, what are you in here for, mate?" They're just trying to assuming they all talk like normal.
I think Dekks respects the strong silent type, so this is
Yeah.
Silent type is just nothing.
Yeah, I get it. You gotta seem tough so they don't mess with you. That's how you make a name for yourself in here.
Oh boy. Dex, come over here.
Dex just gets up and just like very comfortably strides at a brisk pace, maybe not even realizing like how smoothly he's walking, and then eventually looks down at his legs and is just like, oh wow, these really are functioning normally, and does a little like heel click and stuff to test him out.
Is there, does she come out of the same, or like into and out of the same door that Malter was going to look at?
Yes. Yep. It's a large gate, and you look around and you can see that tall gate, about 20 feet tall, and we are doing the feet is in your perspective, right? So
It's in baby perspective.
This is baby perspective. So imagine you are baby size in this giant house, basically.
Konny would crawl over to that gate to see if there's a latch or some kind of mechanism at the top that he can see. And if there is one, he would like to cast Mage Hand and go see if he can manipulate that latch at the top.
Okay. There is that latch that she had done with her hand and opened and closed. You can put your Mage Hand up there. This is a very large handle, and so the Mage Hand at this, it can manipulate a 5-pound thing, usually, I think, is the rules for Mage Hand.
You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, store or retrieve an item, and it can carry up to 10 pounds.
Okay. The Mage Hand with this lock, it's a little too much for you to be able to manipulate. This gate was made to keep babies inside, and at this point, that's the dexterity that you
I
have
have a baby Mage Hand. My Mage Hand is also
Yes,
baby.
is,
Correct, perfect.
baby
Okay.
size.
Well, so I have I cast a spell, so I have to roll a con save.
Oh, good. Yes. Is that a cantrip though, or
Even
is
a
that,
cantrip, though?
that's a cantrip? You don't have to do.
Okay.
Cantrip, you're fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have passed it anyway.
As you are trying to jiggle the lock, the gate's sort of loose on the door. So it looks like with barely loose. It jiggles a little bit, the entire thing does. So it looks like it's not, maybe has a little bit of give to the actual giant gate. You look around the rest of the room, and you see babies playing with tons of toys. There's lots of different kind of areas around. You see kids or these babies having these little toy swords and weapons, kind of gnawing on them. Over on one side, you see a big train, a train that you'd be able to crawl up on, that is beautiful, made out of clockwork, has a lot of gears to it, and looks like a big sturdy thing that looks like it has some way of moving. You also see an area that is a bunch of building blocks. You see kids, the baby sitting there gnawing on these building blocks, trying to stack them a little bit and failing, and they're kind of toppling over. Next to those building blocks, you see a bunch of Tinker Toys. And so the Tinker Toys that are those wooden things that stick into those wooden wheel discs things you can stick together, kind of an older toy for us, I guess. My grandparents had them at our house, but
Was anybody here born after the 1980s? I think we all know what you're talking about.
I never had them in my house. They're only at my grandparents'
I mean,
house,
Kyle and I were both born after the 1980s, so.
yeah, that is true.
So I feel so much older now. Great. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sort of picturing connects in my head canon, I think. More of
Yeah. And
Are there
you
any
see,
jump ropes?
You see
rope-like
a
materials?
baby crawling, and there's a giant chain of these wooden monkeys that connect to each other that's hooked onto his diaper as he's crawling away, and there's just this big chain of monkeys behind him. You see one kid is standing and holding a recorder and just blasting the one note into the recorder over and over again.
Zaz made it!
There's a clockwork ceiling fan at the top of the room that is slowly spinning around. You see a big medicine ball, rubber ball in the corner of the room. There's a wooden car, a small wooden car that a baby is kind of sitting in and getting out and like getting back in and getting out and getting back in. And then you see lots of different stuffed animals around. Stuffed animals that are small, big, they are throughout the room.
And just to clarify, we don't have like our like weapons, and we don't see them in the room anywhere.
Right, you do not have your weapons. We won't worry about spell components, but you are without any weapons at this point.
Okay.
How many babies did you say there were in total?
There's like a dozen.
Okay. I mean, we make up a good chunk of that, so it might be hard to...
Dozen other babies.
You think we can take up control because we'll have the majority vote? Is that what you're suggesting?
I was sort of imagining, like, if we were to hide/leave, you know, is that a noticeable disappearance? And it seems like you'd kind of at a glance be like, wait, there's like 4 less babies?
Yeah.
Maybe...
You know, we could do... Connie looks at Malter and is like, we could do, you know, the time-tested sick prisoner baby trick.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that Mama's gonna try to force me some medicine if she thinks I'm sick, and I'm not really interested in that.
You can't get any more baby than you are now, right? Right?
Let's not test that theory
I
too
really don't want to find
closely.
out how far
All right,
back she
yeah.
can take me.
Fair enough. All right. No sick prisoner bit.
What about a giant baby though? Because what if I enlarge one of us and then someone else stands on the enlarged person's shoulders so that they can try to get the latch open?
You know, if only we had someone who was used to standing on somebody else's shoulder.
I was the bottom goblin.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, well, you can give me bottom tips. Other than that, the only thing Malter's thinking about is if he can cast rope trick on a bunch of monkeys that are linked together.
Yeah.
to-
I guess I just start like picking up the toys that I think might be like kind of heavy that I could use as like a blunt, like smack someone over the head or something, or like smash a toe. Like I want to try and like, you know, rig up a baby toy that could be used as a weapon in an emergency.
Oh, good. Are you going over to the Tinker Toys, or are you going over to there's actual like some wooden weapons that some of the kids are gnawing, the babies are gnawing on?
I think I would go to like the wooden weapons maybe, or wooden toys maybe.
Yeah. So if you walk over there, and there are a fair number of swords of various length that would serve as a weapon. Of a that you would be able to wield and do damage with. There are ones that you can tell they've been around for a long time. Some of the babies do have teeth, and so the edges of the swords are gnawed a little bit to have a sharp edge to them.
Wonderful. Okay, I grab a few, I'll just grab like 3, I guess, if there are 3 available. I feel like not all of us use like swords, and I'm just like gonna carry them back over to everybody. Like, hey, look what I found.
Oh, these are nice. Just take 2 little swords, start swinging them around.
Yeah, I hold
get the
one up
feel
in
for 'em.
Malter's face. I'm like, look.
That's a nice 2x4 you're holding.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep this one, I guess.
And this is odd to you guys, because Malter could usually see up close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm having a really hard time. I felt great when we got in the water. Everything was clear, but now it's kind of like everything up close I can't see. But
I take a look at his face, and I'm just like, what's going on? Am I seeing anything weird? Does he look different?
For the listeners, Scott is crossing his eyes.
I don't think they're supposed to do that. And I do like the finger thing of like, can you follow? What? No? Oh. Okay.
I can kind of make it
Right,
out a little bit.
He's just old, or is he anymore? That's a metaphysical question that hurts my head.
Is there like a Is there like a Nerf gun? What can I use? Can I turn that
You look,
recorder into a blowgun by stuffing all the holes shut?
You look around and you don't see anything like, like a crossbow or anything with the wooden toys. There's like just looking around the room, there's like a dresser at the end of at one end of the room. You keep scanning, and over by the blocks and like small toys, you see a slingshot that sits there, and looks like that slingshot may serve as a heavy crossbow. And may be something that you would be able to wield with proficiency as a heavy crossbow.
I want to get that, but also you said something about a dresser, and as a child who has climbed a dresser or two in his life when he was a child, any chance we can get that bad boy over to a place where we can climb over the gate?
Yeah, how heavy does that look?
Dresser? It's a big wooden dresser. It's big.
What if I shrink
is there
it?
anything flat that we can put under the legs, right? Like paper plates, and then you just slide it.
I mean, if I make it smaller with reduce, you can target an item. Like, it doesn't have to be a person. It says, so we could make it. Can I make the gate smaller? Is that an item that I can just target? Make it half
You could make it a
size?
size smaller. Yeah.
It would make it only 10 feet tall to us instead of 20 feet tall to us.
That's better.
It would be better, but probably not enough for us to get over it still.
I'm also intrigued by the train. Does it like leave this room?
It has big wheels, but there's no tracks underneath it.
There's no tracks. Okay.
It is pointed in the direction of the exit of the room, but there's it's on the other side of the room, and babies are kind of crawling all over it.
Okay.
If you wanted to go up closer, you could look at it closer, but
Yeah.
Does it have like a wedge, like a track clearing wedge at the front?
it does, like a little one.
All right. I go check out the train and I shoo off the other babies. I go, get out of here! Get out of here!
Connie's gonna help. Connie's gonna go over and officially provide the help action to rush away.
Okay, great. You got to do a persuasion roll with advantage to try and get the babies away.
Okay.
Don't worry, if it doesn't work, I'll cast fear on them.
I'll knock them out.
There we go.
All right. That would be a 12. Gentleman's
A
12.
With advantage?
Yeah. I
There's
rolled a
crowd of
10 and
babies that were
11 and I
trying to
have a
get
plus
off
1.
Or get on the thing, and they look at you and they like stumble back a little bit and like fall on their bottom. And then there's one that's like inside, like just like standing, like pushing on the front of it, and he's not moving, but you can kind of maneuver around that baby. And it's specifically it's like a little minotaur baby, and it's got little like minotaur horns, but you can see he's like not moving, but you can kind of get around in there.
Could Connie try to intimidate him to leave? Like poke him in the chest? Like
You could,
that way.
sure. Do an intimidation.
Yeah.
While this is happening, I'm going to whisper to Dekks. I'm just gonna, I think he's the one that we need to kick his ass because he's the top dog in here.
So that's an 18 on an intimidation roll.
Ooh, that is good enough. He looks gruff. He looks like he was about to maybe do a headbutt toward you if that failed, but then backs off and sits down. He's still in there, but he's now sitting, so it's easier to move and look around in there.
So Connie, ever the gentleman, kind of like then is like, let Aura do what she needs to do.
Oh, well, yeah, I know. I definitely know about trains. I look at it. Like, is it like just wood or like, yeah, what's going on?
It's made of like this like bronze clockwork stuff that you had seen earlier in the temple, right? It's this like clockwork. It's clearly a like made to be a child's toy because none of the buttons work, but there is a big keyhole with a missing key. And you look behind the train, there is a cart kind of behind the train that is connected to it that could house a couple babies in there. And you like scan the room and you see a baby with like a lanyard on with a key, a big wooden key, and he's just like slobbering all over the key. This other baby is like on the other side of the room.
Hey, Connie, we gotta go get that one. And I just point him out.
I could not agree more. You know what I think? I think Otano Gutang should pay us back and go get that really slobbery key from that baby for us.
You want to try and translate that to him?
No, but I'm going to make him come with me.
Go Otana Gupta.
I'm going to go grab Otana Guptang and drag him over. Is he holding anything? Is he like, does Otana have anything?
You look back to where the group was, and you don't see Oatana or Uda where they were, and it takes you a second to try and find them, and you see Oatana is sitting in like this little race car toy, and Uda is like pushing him behind, and they just look like they're having a good time as like he is like pushing him around, and they're like giggling.
I miss when we used to
That's
be like
adorable.
that.
That's adorable. I'm not going to interrupt that.
They really embrace their inner child real quick.
You didn't have to go very far.
They see you walking and they're like, ooh, Baba Gooba Tuba, ooh, Rabba, who's scuba, boo baba, and they're like going back and forth doing these weird sounds.
Are we sure they weren't just giant babies to begin with? Like, just
Open question. So Connie's gonna crawl over to where the Tinker Toys are and try to grab a wooden length of Tinker Toy that's like roughly the same kind of shape. Like you can get a round, one of the round discs and like one of the longer, one of the shorter like pegs. You put it in there. So it kind of looks like a key. And he's gonna go over to the baby with the key and try to like finagle the key out of his mouth while putting the Tinker Toy, like Indiana Jones with the sleight of hand.
Lollipop
see if he can
swap.
do that. That's right.
Yeah.
I love it. That's gonna be that will be a dexterity move.
A sleight of hand check.
Yeah,
maybe?
do a sleight of hand. It's so go ahead and give me the roll.
12.
A 12. You go and you feel pretty confident about it, but then you grab the key and it is just so slobbery. It is just a slobbery mess, and your hands like miss it, and you like poke the baby in the cheek, and he's just like, and he starts to like well up with tears just a little bit.
Can I intimidate him into not crying?
what kind of man's a great father?
Sue, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just kind of like pet his hair, pet his cheek. It's okay. Scratch it, maybe like very lightly scratch on the shoulder. Everything's okay.
I think this is an animal handling check.
I have animal friendship. Perfect.
Malter, help! I got an 18 on that.
Okay. You stop. He doesn't quite cry, and you're able to calm him down. And he like lowers the key. It's just dangling around his neck right now. But he stops crying, and then he gets on his hands and feet and kind of just starts crawling away to the nearest block that he can see.
I still need that.
Oi, Konny, it's just a baby. Let's get out of here, right? Just take it.
You do it, Dekks. I don't make this kid cry. He's a kid.
I run over to that baby and just try to grab the key.
Great.
Dekks is like, I'm gonna punch this baby.
Do you want to sleight of hand this? Do you want to try to grapple this out of, like, do a grapple check?
Bite
it
his
depends
hand.
on how you want to do. How you want to approach this baby.
Preschool rules.
Yeah, I think, man, as much as I, for some reason, am proficient in sleight of hand, I feel like Dekks is at the point of just, breaking the string it's on, whatever, by all means necessary.
Dekks is running at him, screaming, mine, mine, mine.
So yeah, I'll just do like an athletics,
Go ahead and do an athletics.
grapple style.
Dekks very obviously just a 3-year-old.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Great, you had to beat a strength check of 4 I did for the baby. And so,
Baby flies across the room.
Yeah, I grab the key and then with my momentum just shoulder check the baby so the key stays in place in my hand, and baby just continues on.
Good. And you, with the shoulder check, you shoulder check the baby, and it's just like squish meets squish. It's like two marshmallows, right? You're used to such like firm muscles and like checking into somebody, and this is just like it's like a big pillow fight. It's what it just feels like. And so you do that, and the baby just like topples over and like is just laying on his back, not sure really what happened, and then turns over and gets up and starts moving, and you have the key in your hand.
You know,
Thanks,
kids,
mate.
they're so resilient.
Yeah,
They
you
really
can do
are.
whatever you want to them. They'll be fine. I'll walk that key back over to the train and hand it to Aura.
Well done, Dekks.
All right. Thanks, Dekks. And
Like I said, you gotta show him who's boss in here.
I'm like, wait, should we get in first? There's a train. I don't know what we do with it, but there's a key.
As Malter's getting in, Konny whispers over to him, Dekks just punched a baby in the face.
Well, did they have it coming?
I mean, it was a pretty good hip check. Like he got him good.
All right, well, at least this time Dekks is also a baby, so that's good.
All right, everybody,
I'll
get
get
in.
up in the front section with Aura, so then Malter and Konny can be in the little the car in the back.
Can we do like a Cool Runnings? Like, let's get some momentum going
Bobsled?
to the let's
gonna
start
say, I might
outside
need
the
to
train, get a little
feel the
momentum and
rhythm.
hop in.
Feel the
rhyme.
rhyme.
That's right.
Amazing. All right.
So
well,
what's the setup here? What is it?
I mean,
Aura's
I
got
got
the
the
key.
key, so I guess
Yeah.
I'm sitting in front of the ignition.
Yes, because the train ignition, as we all know, makes sense to me.
I don't know. I know Brooke knows nothing about trains.
I know what I learned from Back to the Future Part 3, so I think we're going to need some special
Also, I don't think this is
logs.
a steam train. I don't know.
Is there a coal box? What are we doing here?
Oh, look at somebody who's suddenly the expert on train types who doesn't know anything about trains.
I know steam, and then that's it.
All right, put the key in the thing.
All right, hold on. And I do the key.
Where are you guys all at?
We're in
Where's
the
everybody
Mav
else?
and I are in the back area where a couple kids could sit, and Dekks and Aura are in the front, I guess, is what
Okay.
we've landed on.
You turn on the train, and the clockwork train, it's like a jolt of electricity kind of goes through it, and you feel the train start to move, and it's moving fairly slow, and you look forward and you see there's like 3 or 4 babies that are like kind of crawling in the way of the train, and the train is heading straight toward the
No.
the gate.
And we're moving really
so-
slowly.
And you're moving very slowly at this point, but there are
Get out
babies
of
in
the
the way. What?
Yeah, I guess I just start yelling, "Shoo! Move it!"
Okay.
Can
Can I cast fear in their direction?
Yes, you can.
Because
That's
that will
better.
make it so they
That's better than what I was gonna do.
All right.
I mean, I didn't grab anything extra I can
guess.
throw at them or
It's
anything.
a cone for fear, and it says phantasmal image of a creature's worst fears is projected. Each creature in the 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever it's holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened, they have to take the dash action and move away from you the safest available route. So
Excellent. Yes, so
I
will-
assume I'm projecting angry mama at them all.
what was the DC they have to make?
Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay, there's 4 babies. The first one rolls a 2.
Good.
The next one rolls a 3.
Good. This is what I want
It's
from
their
babies.
ages.
The
It's their
next
ages
one
that
rolls
they're
a
rolling.
2.
Babies aren't known for their wisdom, so this is still
They are
checking
not
out.
known for their wisdom. The first 3 babies are scared out of their minds, and they start crawling away. The 4th baby rolls a natural 20 and just
God
sits
damn
there
it.
on its butt
Fucking
with its
baby.
thumb in its mouth, staring
Can I outpace the
straight
train if I
at
get
this
out?
train.
If
yes,
anybody
you
can
can.
do
You
it,
can
it's
outpace the
not
train. It's
you,
moving
Aura.
very slowly.
I have 35 speed.
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm not getting out of this train. I can barely see what's happening at this point. We're getting too close.
You could absolutely outpace this train as this baby is sitting there with just the dumbest expression on its face looking at this train coming at it.
Yeah, I don't want to injure any babies. So I get out and I just start running at it. And I'm like, go, get out of the way. And I'll just like run straight into it to knock it out of the way or something.
Okay, go ahead and we'll do a grapple.
It's a tried and true method.
To try and move the baby.
Okay. Do I should pull up what you sent me for baby stats. Do I need to make a check for running at this baby? No, because I don't need to do a dex. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to roll athletics.
I'm just going to specify that when Aura starts heading toward the cone of fear, I turn it off since it didn't work on the baby anyway.
Boop. Okay, that's a 17.
17, yes. It rolled an 8. And so,
right.
So you were
just
able to...
full on, footballer, push him out of the way.
Great. You, grab him by his arms, and he's, the same size as you, this baby. And, you just, pull him away, and then he just sits away out of the range of the train track and just
I say,
keeps
stay.
to watch.
Don't stay there. Okay, goodbye. And then I run away, and I try to go back to the train.
Can Malter and I get out and try to,
I'm not getting
add
out
momentum?
This train? What are you talking about?
Can Konny get out and add some momentum to the train by, running alongside it and pushing it?
Sure.
Am I able enough to do that?
You can do the bobsled thing.
Really defeating the purpose of self-propelling vehicles by getting out and pushing them. I don't understand.
Malter, it's not going fast enough to break the gate. We need to get out.
Is that what we're doing? We're trying to break the gate?
It's a battering ram. Come on, get with it.
Going for a ride.
If I see Konny doing that, before I get back in the train, I'll do the same, on the opposite side.
Okay,
Is
great.
the baby Minotaur still sitting on the front part of the train?
He hasn't been moved, so he's still...
He's on the train?
I'm going to look at him and be like, oi, you trying to get out of here?
It's time. This is your time.
I
You
just
want to leave? Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Just tilt his head forward.
Yeah.
12.
Well, yeah, it's not hard to see that there's nothing registering. He's talking the other language that Owatonna, it's very similar in how it sounds, but you're able to discern that.
I roll him off the train to lighten the load.
All right, that's fine.
Dex, we don't want to lighten the load. We need weight to get this stupid gate open.
He's dead weight. He's not going to help.
I could make the train bigger too. I could also enlarge the train once it gets going. And then if it gets bigger and it's already going a speed, how does that work?
But just real quick on the Minotaur, he's not going to like being moved. You're able to move him, but he is not really wanting to leave. And so he is going to try and headbutt you with his horns. And that is a 20 to hit.
Damn!
Oh, that hits.
And you will be taking 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow!
from his horns. As you are rolling him and he kind of butts at you, this Minotaur baby, and you're able to roll him out of the train.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm a little shocked from that, and Dex's eyes start to kind of tear up, and kind of caught off guard by this reaction to it himself, and it's just and then just gives him a final shove and just after he gets bonked, pushes him off the train, but keeps it together for now.
Good. Konny, while you're pushing on the outside of the train, your stomach feels a little bit upset. I just need you to do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. That's my favorite kind of saving throw. I rolled a 20 on that, so I'm able to keep it together.
You feel like there may be some spit up coming up, but you're able to keep it in as your tummy is a little bit upset. And so you're pushing on the train. Aura and Dekks are still on the train. Was Malter pushing on the train as well?
Aura's pushing.
I was.
No.
I'm
Aura's
sitting
pushing.
on the train and contemplating what the physics implications are of doubling something's or octupling its weight while it's already moving.
We'll find out.
If I enlarge
with your
something,
thing.
it becomes 8 times like heavier, it says, right? So
Well, you've
How
got
does
just a
that
few
impact
seconds to
its
make that
force?
decision as you guys are pushing the train forward.
I'm doing
It's-
it then. I'm
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
throwing
you're
it out
doing
to
it. Okay.
you right now. If we think what we think that does, I guess the adults here in their physics-minded selves. Where's Becca?
I mean, as long as it fits through.
Are you talking
the
about
opening.
adding the weights that it adds momentum?
yeah, exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If this thing's already going and I instantly increase its weight to a different weight, is that going to help us knock this ram down then? Like this gate down?
I would. That's the way I would rule it.
All right. Well, then
So
that's definitely what
that's
I'm
the
gonna
way it shall be.
Momentum
Physics.
is force times weight equals momentum.
do. Something like that.
For,
Mass is in there somewhere.
PHYSICS, physics. It's how it is.
That's true. You wrote a whole song about it. Kyle.
Force equals
You're the
mass
expert.
times acceleration. So
Mhm. We
there it
increase
is.
that mass and we're also accelerating. The force is higher. We all.
There you go.
What? So
concur.
what are you casting a spell then on it?
I'm gonna cast enlarge on the train because you can target an object.
Amazing.
It says so.
Okay.
We're
gonna
about
go
to make our
ahead
battering
and-
ram.
So now
very
it doubles in all dimensions and its weight is multiplied by 8. So it's 8 times as heavy headed toward this thing.
Incredible. You enlarge the train. You guys are pushing it, and suddenly it just starts to grow larger and taller and taller. And this train is huge now. Malter is sitting on it with pulling on the train horn. There's a horn. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
And you are pulling on it, and the train whistle. The train moves forward and hits the wall, hits the gate, and the gate breaks and just topples over and slam hits the ground. And all the babies stop and look in your direction. And you see that there is no longer a gate in the door. And you're looking at it, and all of a sudden a giant translucent wall of force appears,
Oh, good.
blocking the doorway. And from behind, you hear, "Now wait just a minute. Mama said she'd be back. You don't want to miss Mama, do you?" A large brown teddy bear from across the room starts walking toward you, lowering his paw as if he just casted the wall of force. In his other hand, he holds a large morning star made of tinker toys. He's got one button eye and one other eye that is a glaring Modron eyeball crudely stitched into his fur. "It's been a while since we've had any hooligans trying to jailbreak. Don't you want to stay and play with some of us? We love being played with." Small stuffed animals from around the room start to move toward you, and you quickly find yourself back to back close to each other on this train, completely surrounded by plushies, and they all start to jump at you. Everyone roll initiative!
Are we fighting a Disney character right now?
Lots of hugging
By
bear. Do
chance?
Let's be careful about the copyright here. Folks.
Right.
you guys know he's like the mascot for Toy Story in like Japan? Like,
That's messed up.
They love
The
Lotso
villain.
hugging bear. Like he's like the biggest piece of merchandise. It's wild. And not even just that it's the villain, but the villain from the third movie.
Right, yeah.
Kyle, you said I can use this slingshot as if it were a crossbow. Is that
Yeah.
what
so
type
a
of
heavy
crossbow did you say? Heavy,
Yep.
okay. I'm gonna add one of those because I only have this dragon wing one that has a little bit of extra.
Yeah, so you'll,
bonuses.
Dex, well, you got some swords from Hora. You'll have to add the non-magical versions of the types of swords that you
Yeah.
use, so that you can use those.
So you're cool with it just being a great sword, but not magical? Or do you want me to do a different kind of sword?
Just a great sword. Yeah, just a
Okay.
regular great sword, not your magic items.
Right. Okay.
I got a 17.
I got a 18.
I got an 11.
And I rolled 2 18s with advantage for a 21.
Nice.
Baby.
Make sure you guys are placed where you are supposed to be. So, Malter, you're on the train, right? And
Choo-choo.
Aura
Chugga-chugga.
and Konny, you guys are on either side of the train, I think. And Dekks, where were you?
I'm just up front in the engine. I didn't get a chance to hop out and help yet.
Okay, so you're up there with Malter.
Yeah.
Okay. You all raise your defenses against the stuffed animals, and being the skilled adventurers you are, successfully defend yourselves. As the plushies fly in, you find that they are relatively easy to hit, and their attacks easy to dodge. We'll go through this initiative order, and I'd like for you to tell me how your character fends off these waves of toys as they fly in to attack. So first, Dekks, as these plushies are flying in, you see this like a small like goat like plushie is like jumping in to hit you, and a couple more. What does your character look like as you are defending this train against these plushies?
So I'm not sure how many listeners went and saw Extraction 2 starring Chris Hemsworth airing on Netflix.
Picture went and saw, but also airing on Netflix.
Look, it's a rare one. Picture a baby reenacting the movie The Raid, and it's just a infant flipping things over it and spinning them off his back and like picking up like one other stuffed animal's head and smashing it into the other one, and then like planting one on the horn of the baby minotaur and stuff, and he's just gonna like start going crazy with his two little toy swords and just using every aspect he can to deal destruction.
Great. Aura, you're up next. What does Aura look like as she's defending the group against these waves of stuffed animals?
I think she slightly starts to embrace like not only like the rage that sometimes builds up inside Aura is like coming out as like temper tantrum a little bit, and she's just like letting loose on these stuffed animals, just like great sword, shocking grasp, like frying them, and just like, you know, trying to hit like multiple at a time and do that like pew, where like a bunch of them just like fly away all at once, and she's just like screaming the whole time like no. Just like going
temper tantrum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the cleave rules apply for this encounter.
Yeah.
Fluff everywhere.
Exactly.
Malter, what does your character look? Or wait, yeah, is Malter next?
Yeah.
Malter.
First he thinks they're real animals, so he tries to talk them down for a second before kind of realizing his magic is not going to work. And then I like to think he's trying to aim like cross-eyed with this thing, and it's like just miracle bounces in Malter fashion that are actually hitting them. Like he's looking at the wrong thing, but it flies into the ceiling fan and ricochets and blasts through the head of a bear that's in front of him. He's throwing like a sticker on somebody as his hunter's mark to do extra damage too. A shiny reflective sticker so he can see them after he starts moving away.
Excellent. And Konny, what does your character look like defending against the plushies?
So as the plushies descend on Konny, like every cantrip he has, he's using like one after another, like parts of his body disappearing and reappearing, like Ray of Frost, Poison Spray, Shocking Grasp to electrocute like a plushie, and the whole time, you know, fire an Eldritch Blast that way. You are a child's plaything!
That's great. Good.
I'm picturing his mage hand as one of those like sticky hands you throw at the wall and snap back.
That's great. So after a few rounds of defending yourselves, you hear the loud voice of the bear. Now, all they want is a little loving. I think I know just what you babies need. Some tough love. And he grabs his Tinker Toy Morningstar with two hands, charges through the toys, and goes to swing. And we are at the top of the initiative with Dekks, and this giant bear is now close to all of you. The stuffed animals are still coming in and flying at you, and you get the sense of if you are going to switch your attention to something, then the plushies might be able to get into you if you aren't careful.
I think Dekks definitely doesn't like this big bear telling them what to do, and plus it's just kind of creepy. I think Dekks will just like duck as a stuffed animal rolls over his back and heads straight for the for the bear, and I'm just gonna full sprint, full speed, and attack with my little toy swords here, and take some swings.
Okay.
That's a 28, a crit, and a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Attaboy!
Yes.
A 19, a 20, and a 10. But, efficient for crits. Forgot what this build was for. It's that. Okay, I'm not raging. I am using my bonus action for that third attack there. So I rolled pretty good for once. 27 slashing with those 3 hits.
Was that total damage for?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. You slash into this with your wooden sword that's been sharpened by the gnawing of small babies, and slash into him, and it cuts him open. You see some fluff come out of his belly.
Don't tell me what to do.
Anything else for your turn?
Oh, that's it.
Okay. Aura, you're up.
All right, I think even if I see some of the other like stuffed animals like coming in again, I think I'm gonna go for this head bear guy. So I'm just gonna use my wooden sword and Ooh, that's not great. That's an 11 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my turn. I mean, I swing at him and I miss, so that's my turn.
Aim for the soft parts.
I might move, like, if I'm, like, right up on him, I'll, like, move over to the side a little bit just in case anyone else needs, like, line of sight or whatever. But, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. So you can see that there are, like, the waves of stuffed animals around. So you go and you try to get, like, you're trying to be next to Dekks, like, where the bear is.
Well, I was just saying I want to make sure that, like, since I moved up to the bear, that any of my other friends would have, like, line of sight. So basically wherever that is without leaving his range.
Okay, gotcha. Malter, you're up.
I'm getting the sense that I won't be able to get 50 feet away from this bear to attack without disadvantage right now, but that's fine. I'll still try to attack him.
There are waves of plushies in the way, so
yeah, I will throw Hunter's Mark on him anyway. Still, just in case I hit, I guess. So I get that, and now I'm gonna try to shoot him with the old crossbow, rolling with disadvantage. Ooh, still a 21 to hit.
Yeah, it sure hits.
Heck yeah. So this new crossbow, that will be, let's see. That's 8 piercing damage on that shot, plus a d6 from the Hunter's Mark, another 3, 11 damage, and I get 2 attacks. We'll just say technically, I mean, this is the first round we've played, but I'm not going to take the extra attack for the Gloomstalker thing.
No, you
I'll
can
take it.
Where's
you
the
can take
fun?
it. This
All right, fine.
counts.
I'll do 3 attacks then. Again, another 21 to hit, so that's good. For another 12 piercing damage. And last attack at this guy. Oh, okay, we're still gonna hit, but it would have been a nat 20 if it wasn't for the disadvantage. Makes you feel bad. 24 to hit for 12 more piercing damage.
12 more damage.
And I will stay put where I am.
And you take your slingshot and
Yeah.
you are slinging. You had scooped up some of these smaller toys as you were firing them. Any specific toys you're firing at them, or is it just the blocks that have been around?
Definitely firing some blocks. I want to get how about some like jacks? You know, like ones that you try to pick up. Yeah, those are spiky. You know, we're really trying to lodge them into this guy. So fire some jacks. Aim for his one good eye.
Okay, you fire and it hits him, and you see his you are causing more cuts in his furry body, and more fluff starts to spill out a little bit. And even through your crossed eyes, you're able to still hit this large bear in front of you. He's large sized to you all, and so he is one of these giant big bears that you could hug. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay. You hear a whooshung sound from across the room, and you hear this like whistling, and like through you guys, a bolt like goes right through your group and passes through. And you look and you see on that dresser on the far end of the room, there is this big, like, ballista toy that is looking at you. It's got this fancy dragon face, and in the middle it's like this big suction cup like facing toward you out of this mouth, and then it launches, click, and then a giant suction cup flies out at you, and it is going to try and hit let's see, it can see Dekks from its angle, and that thing is going to try and hit you. And it rolls a 16 to hit.
That's my AC.
It hits you. It hits your AC, and all of a sudden, this big suction cup sticks into your chest. And you're going to take. You're going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage from that.
Okay.
And you are grappled, and you feel like the string go taut as this thing is trying to pull you in. And
I mean, this might as well look like you literally got shot in the heart to Malter.
Hold on.
I really hope I get yanked.
Can I see this? Can I see this happen?
Yes, you can see this happening.
Seeing this happen, Konny sees the bolt come out of the dragon's face. He's watching these attacks hit the bear, but here's the thunk, and immediately locks on and snaps his fingers as the bolt starts to approach Dekks to see if he can guide it away. And I'm gonna bend luck.
Ooh.
I can spend 2 sorcery points to roll a 1d4 and apply that number rolled as a bonus or penalty to any creature's roll that I can see. And if it hit exactly his AC,
Then he can stop it.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
then I'm gonna apply a 4 penalty to that hit. So Dekks doesn't get hit by shit, is what I'm saying.
Great.
Yeah.
Malter still thinks he got hit and still
It
yells
just
out.
like hits my chest.
Still
and
screaming, no!
It makes the like suction cup noise, but then just goes like glunk, and like
Oh,
pops off of me, and I'm
He
just,
forgot to lick it before he shot it.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, so it does not hit. It does not hit you. You don't take the damage, and it reels back,
The hell's firing this thing over there?
it goes through it. Now you can see this thing, and it is very far away from you all right now, but it is 250 feet away.
Jesus.
Okay.
In this very large room.
This is a very large room.
Compared to you guys. Compared to
We're little
you
itty bitty
guys.
babies.
It's like we're on the surface of Lucas Oil Field or something.
That's its turn. The bear in front of you, this giant bear swings his Morning Star, and he's going to swing down at Dekks, who's right in front of him, and is going to try and hit you for a 28 to hit.
Konny will just make it not hit. Oh,
That is 16.
I can't do that much.
That is 16 points of piercing damage. With
I bend, I don't
with
break
this
luck.
giant Morning Star made out of Tinker Toys. He swings again for a 23 to hit.
guys, it's really bad if I keep raging a lot, but maybe I should.
That was 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And he takes those 2 swings at you, and then poof, explodes into a bunch of fluff. It kind of moves and weaves his way, and then reforms 30 feet away behind the plushies.
Oh, I hate that.
And Konny, it is your turn.
Okay. So I have a whole lot of ideas about what I was gonna do, and then he vanished. So now I'm
He's 30 feet
reassessing here.
away from you.
I know, but there's a line of plushies between me and him. If I wanted to, could I dash through this line of plushies, or are they gonna hold me back? Does it look like it's thick enough I wouldn't be able to get through?
You could get to him. You would be able to run through the plushies. Of course, they're trying to attack you, so you may think that.
Yeah, I would take a opportunity attack. You know what? He's far enough away that I'm not going to hit any of my friends. I don't think there's ever been a better time for a fireball.
I bet he's flammable as hell, man.
I was just thinking, I bet he's made of asbestos and lint. Let's see how well that lights up. I am going to cast, Konny is going to do his normal thing where he's a baby, but he still has this process. So he lets his hands down by his side, raises him up. He starts to rise slowly off the ground, but it's not. He doesn't rise off the ground. It's just he's just him standing up. It's just him like standing up from a sitting position, and I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. Is that a dexterity saving throw he does?
It is a 16 dex save.
And he rolls a natural 18.
All right, he's still gonna take half damage. Did I mention I was casting it at 4th level? I'm casting it at 4th level, so it's gonna be 96 damage halved. He's gonna take 17 damage.
17
Fire
damage
specifically, in case he's weak.
Fireball explodes and like plushies fly away, and you can see him burning more than you might think that he. Well, actually. Exactly how much you'd expect a plushie made out of
asbestos and lint. That's good. It's very flammable.
To burn, and he takes double damage from that. So that was 35 points, right? So yeah, so he does
35.
Take that 35 points of damage as he's trying to put out this fire, and the plushies just exploded around. You
give me a second though, because I have a bonus action I can use. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Before you do that, do you have to roll on the wild magic table after you cast a spell? Just
absolutely
can't do 2 spells in one turn. Yeah.
Even as a bonus action? Okay, fair enough.
So I don't have a cantrip and a bonus action. So.
Got it. Okay. I do not have any bonus action cantrips. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So I do have to roll on the wild magic table, and I have to roll for Constitution. Which do you want first? Or do you want them the same?
Wild magic first.
That's a 5. So we go up from a 1 to 2 for next roll.
Where are we at? Did that? Are
we keeping? Is it consistent since I've become a baby?
Play back the tapes.
I think so, because I think
I'm okay with that.
I think we're at, but I don't think we ever triggered the table. Did we ever trigger
from
the
a
table?
Straight roll? I don't think we have.
Writing it down? Was anybody writing down his points like you would think?
I took really good notes for the last episode. I didn't keep track of that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's say.
Yeah, I think of 5. I'm pretty sure you had casted 5 times.
Let's do it.
Just say 5 again, and we'll just cut you saying 5 in the last episode. You know, it's fine.
Let me do the sound. Ready? You go. 5.
Oh yeah. Great.
Oh hey, yeah, that's definitely.
Say 4, say a 3, say a 2,
roll that wild magic.
Yeah.
All right, roll that wild magic table. I need to roll.
Scott, you just have an archive of all of us saying each number, so in case there's a roll.
For the record,
I have at least once stolen Kyle saying something from a different part of an episode and put it in.
You rolled a nat 20. Good job.
For the record, if I roll a 7 or 8 again, I'm gonna be very upset.
Good. Oh yeah, that would be very upset.
Oh yeah, because we did that last time. Yeah, that was a fun time.
Oh yeah,
it'll kill more of these
27.
Bears.
27. There's a 7 in there, but it's a 27.
Ooh, you know what? This is funny because we just talked about this, but for the next minute, all of your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Ooh,
that's nice.
So the wild magic surges, and you feel it empower you pretty greatly.
Yeah, thanks, wild magic. But I also need to roll
Constitution saving throw.
I've got a 15.
Yeah, that's gonna save because you had that
keep
was
it down.
DC 10 or DC 12.
So yeah,
you keep it down.
I feel like I need to, but like no, it's fine. There's no reflux. I'm holding the milk in. We're cool. It's fine.
When did you have milk?
Listen, you don't want to ask that question, okay? You're not gonna like the answer.
I don't like it. We were in the jungle. There was no refrigeration.
That's my turn.
Okay. At the bottom of the initiative, you had all decided to target the bear. The plushies were able to get into you and do a little bit of damage. You all take 4 bludgeoning damage as the plushies are like bumping into you as you had kind of lowered your defenses for a second and get smacked in the face by a few of these stuffed animals.
How much was that?
That was 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And we are back up to the top. Dekks, you are looking around as the plushies hit you in the face. You look out in the midst of the sea of plushies and you see one that is a brain, and it seems to have 8 spidery bronze legs. And you see it, and then you blink, and it skitters out of view, and you can't see it anymore. But it is your turn.
Ugh.
Dekks, if there was ever a time to be really angry, now would be it.
That's my secret, Konny. What does a Tunzel loving bear look like? Can we tell with the stuffing? Does he seem like he's hurt, or is he like still?
No, he looks pretty
Okay.
He looks pretty hurt at this point.
Okay.
He's not. He looks strong, like he's standing up, ready to still fight, but he has definitely been taking a good amount of damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dekks is just like a little bit sensory overload from all these stuffed animals. He just saw something that maybe wasn't there or was a second ago. It's confusing, and also he's taken 41 points of damage already. So, yeah, it just like that like lip quiver happens and then erupt into tantrum tears, full baby crying, and I'm gonna go into a rage. And but I still am going to charge at this bear. I feel like it's one, big solid thing to focus on to push past all the overload outside of that. So I'm just going to charge right at him and take some swings, push through the crowd if I have to.
You charge at him through these stuffed animals who kind of try and jump at you, and as you do, you take actually no damage. So they try, and you are quick enough. You've got those new baby legs. Your knees feeling great, and you're able to duck, dive, and dodge these toys as they are flying at you and get up to the bear.
Doing that fight sequence from Dune, just rolling past them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, all right. 2 swings with the toy sword. I am raging now. Let's go. Also, I realized I crit actually on another one of those hits the first
I meant
turn.
to ask you that because I didn't know if it was only when you were raging, and that's why you said that you weren't raging, so I didn't want to be a bother and ask.
Well, yeah, I crit on 19, but I fixed my sheet now, so we'll count it going forward. All right. Oh, boy. That's a 20 to hit. I'm gonna
yes, 20 will hit.
Reckless or a 17 on the second one.
Both are gonna hit.
Okay. I did reckless. Damage, 12 on each hits, or 24 total.
Okay.
So as Dekks is hitting, Konny yells, "Kill him or get away!"
That's fair.
I think Dekks is just crying and slashing and stuff and can't quite register
You
that.
asked for the big angry baby. He's not listening.
Maybe here's the word kill, so I'm gonna action surge on that and take some more swings. Still reckless. There's a crit.
Yeah, we should ask for it.
Good.
Oh, and the other one's a 27 to hit 18, almost another crit.
Okay.
And look,
okay.
add a point to it.
Yeah, those first hits you slashed at him were slashing him open pretty good.
Okay, so the first hit is 12.
12
and
points
I
of
rolled
damage. Okay.
quite poorly on the crit with the bonus die, unfortunately. So the second hit, or the crit, is going to be 14. So 26 on that turn.
26. You slash at him with these 2 extra attacks, lopping off one of his stuffed animal arms. He's still holding on to the other one with his Morning Star. As you lop off his other arm, the other's not you, but Aura, Malter, and Konny, you can see the wall of force has dropped down in the opening of the doorway. That is no longer there. And you slash at him again, and he stumbles back and is just like barely together.
Barely?
barely. The bear is barely together. A large gash through his face, straight through the one button eye. The other large eyeball that's just sitting in there, that's this Modron eyeball, is still in his head. That is the end of your turn. Anything else?
I'm covered in stuffing.
Just covered as you're raging up against him. Aura, you're up.
Okay, so I know we got kind of moved up on by the other stuffed animals. If I used a spell that says a 15-foot cube, can I hit just stuffed animals? Or would I hit a friend?
Clear me a space, Aura.
Where are you aiming, I guess? Where are you trying to aim to?
I mean, I want to disperse as many stuffed animals as I can, but not hit friends.
Yes, you would be able to clear a good amount of them away because of where the train is positioned, and so you can see a wave of them coming in if you're trying to protect your friends. Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, I would like to cast Thunder Wave. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw, and there's a 15-foot cube originating from me, and if they fail, they take 2d8 thunder damage and are pushed to 10 feet away from me. So I want to just move them out of the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they fail that. So
Great, wonderful.
The plushies, they didn't really have a chance. They're pretty bad.
All right, you want me to roll damage, or are they just moved away from me? Like, how do you want to?
They are exploded with whatever damage you do, the plushies, and so most of them are gone. You just use your thunder wave, and it explodes these plushies. It's like fireworks going off with the thunder hitting them, and poof, poof, as you clear a bunch of them away, and it seems like they're not going to be able to attack this round, at least.
Okay. And I yell, Dekks, let's get out of here! And then I start moving toward the gate if I know that is gone.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. Anything else for your turn?
That is it.
Malter.
Tight. How far away is the bear from me now?
The bear from you is 35 feet.
If I head toward the door, can I get 15 more feet away from him?
You can.
Great. I would like to do that and then attack him. At that point,
You're telling me you
disadvantage.
can't hit something 250 feet away?
I could. I thought we were about to get out of the room. That's the only reason I'm not aiming at the. You just want to kill the bear yourself with your fucking fireball, buddy. So why don't you aim for the goddamn ballista?
It wasn't gonna be a fireball. It's gonna be cooler than that, but that's fine.
Well, my first shot to hit him is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
All right, my lowest roll, actually, even worse than my disadvantages. Okay, for 11 piercing damage on that shot at him, and I'm ready to shoot another one at him.
You don't need to. He had 3 points of health left.
Yeah.
You load that jack up and fire, and the jack just smacks him right in that eyeball, dislodging it, and then he falls, and
I say something, stuff it up your ass.
One baby starts crying.
That was one of your attacks. What else? Anything else for your turn?
I'll take another shot at our 250 foot away friend, if I
Go
may.
ahead.
I got 400 feet of range. I'm seeing him sharp HD vision on this guy.
Got him in 4K.
Yeah, 29 to hit.
That will hit.
Jeez.
And 13 piercing damage.
13 piercing damage.
Yeah.
And
he hasn't done that in 20 years.
That's easy.
You
I love
aim
it.
and you see your eyes,
Yeah.
And
It's like in the Mitchells versus the Machines with the dog, but the inverse, I guess. Instead of my
Nice.
wall-eyed ones going in, they focus out.
is this within your disadvantage range though? I think.
Yes, it is, Kyle.
So it is within your
Bring that up.
disadvantage range. So you'll have to roll.
You know what? It doesn't matter because I rolled the same roll on both of them.
Yep.
It's 29
Okay.
to hit. So
Yeah, because it's your range on that. It'll be a heavy crossbow.
yeah, it'd be
but you're,
100 feet before to not have
100 feet.
disadvantage. So I've got a little 50-foot window in there where I don't have disadvantage currently.
It is going to fire at you. First, it fires a lancing bolt.
Okay. I want to use
Anything
the rest
else
of
for
my
your turn?
movement. Yeah, I want to use the rest of
sorry.
my movement toward the door, toward the lack of force wall. That's where I'm going.
Okay,
So.
you're able to get pretty close to the door. And it tries to hit you with a bolt attack for a 15 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. And then it reloads its big suction cup and fires that at you as it sails through the air for a 17 to hit.
That is my AC. I don't know if anybody is feeling particularly pull up right now.
I rolled another 4, by the way. That's
Dang,
4
nice.
Ben Lucks in a row.
Are you so that you bent luck on that one too?
Sure did.
Okay, great. It just sails past you and falls on the ground and then just starts wimpily like getting reeled back.
The stuttering across the ground.
We're invincible. Dekks was right. We can't be hit.
Nobody's my friends to the wall except me.
Konny, you sense a pressure on your brain, an attack on your intelligence. I need you to make a intelligence saving throw.
I like the idea of a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
To
For
Save your
brains.
brain.
This is just Connie developing object permanence, though, right?
13.
Uh-oh. That's not a very high
A
number,
13.
Connie.
13. I only have a +1 for intelligence saving throws.
Oh, no.
And you save on that, and you look and see this tiny brain with 8 spidery legs looking at you and ducking, and then starting to move away. And it moves away. It was about 10 feet away from you, and now it is moving away and is using all of its movement speed to get away from you, which is now he is 50 feet away from you. It is your turn.
Dekks meant to warn everyone, but he got really upset, so it slipped his mind.
You know, I'm so glad. I'm so blessed. So wonderfully glad that I was, given this ability to summon the weave and funnel it through my body into bonus action fireballs that have 150 feet of range with no spell slots needed. And I am absolutely aiming it at that little brain thing. So it's going to need to make a Dex 16 saving throw.
Okay, great.
Or I am going to fucking immolate it.
It rolled a 16.
Still taking half damage. I'm casting it at level 5 because it's a bonus action for my wild magic, so we might as well cast it at the highest level I can.
And you
So
can
it's
roll.
Still taking
You
half
can do
damage.
2 spells on this too, because they're bonus action rules.
Well, he can't unless one of
You
them's
can't-
a cantrip still.
You could do your
Well,
I can do a cantrip.
Oh yeah,
so
because
it's,
it
Let's do a
uses his
wizard.
bonus
What's the normal
action,
one?
I guess. So he could
So
use
it's
his
gonna take-
action and his
it's going to
so-
take 14 damage
Okay.
from the fireball.
Okay.
And then... Fire
it
and
looks
ice.
pretty well singed. It's still up. It's still moving, trying to get away.
Fire and ice, what a way to go. Fireball erupts out of Konny, vanishes for a moment, and then reconstitutes as the fireball explodes. And then his hand, you see the icicles form on it and then vanishes as he fires a ray of frost at it.
After the
as a
first
cantrip.
one, though, you'll have to do your roll for wild magic first.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to roll for Wild Magic first?
That makes sense that you, in case it does something to you, that would prevent you from casting another spell.
Fair point. So we would have been up to... I rolled a 5 last
now
time.
it
We would have been up to
results.
6.
Now it goes back to 1. Now that
Back to 1. Okay, so I rolled a 7.
okay.
Now
Now your
So-
Constitution saving throw.
the am I going to spit up? No, I roll a 19.
19. You're
So
good.
we're good. So he is going to fire a ray of frost out of his hand for a nat 20 with a 28 to hit
Good.
Nice.
for 20 frost damage.
Yes.
Doing
It
more damage on the
7 points
cantrip
left.
than the fireball is pretty wild.
It's fucking wild as hell. It's 48 damage on a ray of frost cantrip. It's insane.
Yes, you cast it and it hits this small intellect devourer spider thing, and just the fire that was on it singes out, and it freezes and decomposes, atrophies this brain, and then just breaks into a pile of fluff, as it was plushy at that part. It is gone. This.
As it falls apart, he goes, "I didn't want to play with you anyway." And then makes a 30-foot book for the open gate.
Okay. The only real thing that is trying to hit you at this point is that big ballista. It is still reloading. Everybody basically has a turn, and you are able to get to the doorway and feel pretty safe that you can make it out before the ballista toy, this suction cup firing harpoon thing, is going to get you. So we are out of initiative.
Yeah. Ooh.
You all stand in the door frame of this large nursery. All the babies behind you kind of sitting and looking, and Owatonna Guptang and his buddy Uda both sitting on their race car with Owatonna in the race car and Uda pushing him. And they are looking at you with wide eyes, and they shrug their shoulders, and Owatonna puts up a thumbs up. And you guys are facing the doorway. What would you like to do?
Konny looks Owatonna Guptang across the room straight in his eyes and goes,
He did a finger across the throat, if you're listening to this.
Give me an intimidation check on that.
I got a +8. You sure you want to check on
I want
this?
the
You don't want to
intimidation
just
check.
auto-complete
I want to
it?
see this baby doing this and see how threatening it is.
So it's a 27.
Yes. It's like silent in the room at this point. You hear just like a, and Owatonna like looks down, and Uda like puts his like hands up at his nose.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Yeah, he's just sitting there staring at you.
I do think it would be pretty terrifying if a fully conscious, self-realized baby looked me in the eye and put his finger across its throat. I mean, that's the scariest version of that.
And the Uda says, is like shrugs his shoulders and just says, "Goops, mama Goops," and points like that direction. Shrugs his shoulders.
we're gonna take care of Mama. What's outside this gate? What's this hallway look like to us?
It is a short hallway, and there is another door. And so, as if you guys are moving forward, okay. As you leave the nursery, you turn down the hall and immediately breathe in a wonderful, warm smell of bread and baked goods. And you keep toddling forward, and you step into a kitchen. On the right, you see high countertops, a sink, and even a large rectangular box powered by clockwork that has frost clinging to its edges. On the left side of the room is a long table with wooden chairs surrounding it. You look up at the underside of the table, because you guys are short, and you hear movement on top. Something large is up there. A piece of bread falls on the ground with a large bite mark in it. The floor is a mess. There are large pieces of half-eaten food laying across the ground, an almost entire loaf of bread, a half-eaten cooked turkey, an open bottle laying on its side with a little milk poured out in front of it. You hear some nibbling and shuffling on top of the table. Across the room is a door and a large oven ablaze with light.
Okay.
But we can't see what's on the table.
You cannot because of your angle. It's you can only see like the underside of it.
Can I try to, I don't know, can I hear it? Can I discern what it is in any other way based on its bite marks? I'm a ranger. I have experience with animals.
Go ahead and give me a perception or animal handling.
I like that other one a lot better. I like animal handling. 21.
21. Sounds like a mouse.
Okay. Like one mouse? It just sounds like one mouse?
Sounds, yeah.
Okay.
Well, mouse. But then there's another nibble. It's like two nibbling at the same time. But just a little bit of skittering. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Interesting. Okay. I think it's just a couple mice up there. I mean, there's a door, right? Should we go for the door?
So, question: out of this hallway from the nursery, short hallway, only one other door to go in. There's no other entryways.
There was another door. There was another door behind you.
Okay.
It was closed.
Can Connie's gonna toddle back to that door and kind of like lean on it a little bit, see if I can get any purchase and push it open.
It feels very much closed and locked. The door handle is kind of far up. You wouldn't, so you can't like reach it to test it. But
okay, well he'll rejoin the group.
God, I hope there's no childproofing in the rest of this house. It's gonna be a real problem.
Other than the scattered food and bottles and stuff around the floor, are there obstructions between us and the door on the far side of the room?
Just the stuff that's scattered around the floor. It's almost like a minefield of food items, and it looks like they have a relative proximity mostly to the table, but they do cover most of the floor. So you wouldn't be able to, there's no real way to walk around it. Underneath the table, you can see that there are the way the table is it has like a large central kind of post and then these other large posts that go around it. So it would be hard to traverse at your size, like underneath the table, if that makes sense. You kind of have to, it looks like the easiest way to go is like around the table, kind of around this stuff.
But we could go under the table and chance it.
I think the table legs are just stopping us from.
The table legs are the main issue with like crawling through there.
I think we're walking through the crumb minefield and risking triggering the mice.
And you said there's like a box on the counter that has like ice on the edges or something?
There's
yes, it looks like a large refrigerator, but foreign to you all, as it's not a really common thing. But it is a clockwork large rectangular box that has frost around it.
I gotcha. Okay.
So Connie looks at Malter and goes, "Isn't this kind of your?"
I told you they're mice.
School?
I mean, what more do you want from me? There's a mouse up there. Okay, are you afraid of a mouse?
No, you're a tracker. You find our way through the find us a path.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what we're afraid of. There's a mouse up there and there's a door and there's some food on the ground. It doesn't seem like, to me, there could be any danger in this. But yeah, I could also, I mean, if we want to be extra sneaky, I still have Pass Without Trace to cast on us if we're trying to stealth our way to the other side of the room.
That sure does come in handy now that I have disadvantage on ability checks.
Well, then, yeah, I would like to cast that, I suppose, to give us all plus 10 to stealth if we're making any sort of stealth to do this. Otherwise, I don't think that you want me leading the group because I can't see what's directly in front of my face.
Oh, boy.
So I think perhaps it should be someone else. Unless you want me to catch one of those rats and use beast sense on them.
Wait, you're telling me you can't see anything still? I'm completely normal again. All my body parts are normal. You can't see?
Did you not see Aura earlier checking my eyes? I can't help that I was born cross-eyed. It's called the Fountain of Youth, and it's made me young again.
Aura, I know that you're on this whole empowerment thing where you fight people and don't heal them, and I respect that, and that's great for you. I went through a similar journey myself. Are you sure you can't just fix his eyes?
Oh, well, I think that might take a more specific, healing professional. I don't think I can do that.
Look, you're being really modest, and I need you to not be modest right now. Can you do this, or can you not?
Brooke does not know. Can I do a check for that?
I'm not letting a baby work on my eyes.
See, he doesn't want it. I don't know. Malter's got his own thing going on sometimes. You don't want to fight it. All right, I'm gonna start going to that door.
I'm gonna hold on to Aura's shirt and walk toward the door.
All right, come on, Malter. You're
as you
good.
guys
Okay.
Connie will follow behind.
Also,
Start
how
to,
hurt? Speaking of not healing people, how hurt is Dekks?
Oh yeah, he's fucked up.
Oh Jesus!
Well, I used a second wind, so I'm at 66 out of 101.
I'm gonna give you a little healing. All right, let's see what we got here.
Dex, they fucked you up. Good
They
lord.
really did. I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
a second level cure wounds.
Thank you.
Go,
I'm
"It's
going to
okay,
say that we
Dex."
got pretty lucky the last session with my exhaustion levels getting pretty severely low and then resetting, but it's scary to have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to
Shit builds
push it.
up real fast.
Halfway to death.
Are you all right, Dex? Dex, do you need a nap? Are you okay? You're looking a little.
But
You get a little 19 healing.
oh, that does make Dex feel better. Wipes
And then
the
I said,
tears
come
away.
on, Malter.
Kind of looks over Malta like, I could use a bottle, if you know what I mean.
But I did
I t-
cast Pass Without Trace on us
Wonderful.
for the record before
Smart.
we leave. All right.
As you start to move forward, you see, you look up at the table and there's a glass bottle that's like almost teetering on the edge of the table. But you move forward. Everybody give me a sneak stealth check. A group stealth check.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking good at these. I forgot.
Yeah.
Malter got a 38.
Aura rolled a nat 20,
30. Yeah,
Yeah.
which becomes technically a 29.
Okay.
Oh, well, you get plus 10 from the Pass
Right,
Without.
yeah.
That's with plus 10.
-1 plus 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good. Okay. Cool. Jeepers.
Dex had a 15 with disadvantage. Oh, I'm
Yeah, is
sorry.
that-
Wait, did I add to that?
Oh no, I get disadvantage on stuff too. I
25.
gotta roll again.
Oh, jeepers. You bunch of liars. What?
I just rolled another nat 20.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go.
2
was
nat 20s
faded.
in a row. Dang.
I'm so glad all of us rolled
Dex,
so
what was
well.
yours? 15 or was it a 25?
25 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And Connie, what was yours?
Yeah, we all rolled so well. I'm so glad. I got a 6.
Plus 10.
So
Plus
with
10.
Plus 10
10?
is a 16.
Very
16.
nice. Yeah, I
we'll take
already
those.
have plus 9, so Pass Without Trace really juices Malter up, let me tell you.
I feel like this is fairly easy. Fairly easy to avoid getting noticed by whatever's on the table. But then there's some shuffling on the table and tomatoes start to roll off the table and fall directly on you guys. Everybody do a Dex saving throw.
Oh boy.
This is things I can see, right?
Yes, you can see it.
We all see it.
Yeah, sure, mate.
Malter.
Malter, if you this is within your range, and we've said if there is a check that relies on vision primarily, then
Okay.
you would have disadvantage on that. So I
All
think
right, let me roll
Malter,
another one then.
you'd have disadvantage on this.
Even with disadvantage, I got a 17.
Okay. Malter got a 17. What'd you guys get?
Aura got a 6.
Plus?
I got a 7 minus 1.
Good.
I didn't think I could go worse than that, but I can. I got a 5.
Okay.
Dex has a 17.
17. The DC on these giant tomatoes falling on top of you is a 15, and so Dex and Aura and Connie, you are unable to get away from the tomatoes, and they hit you for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, great. And per my baby rules, I fall over.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And ironically, I have now fallen and I can't get up as a baby.
Oh,
And so you will have to spend this next turn crawling. As
no. At
as,
half
shit.
speed? Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I was holding on to
Okay.
her just to see. Now I gotta hold on to this little crawling thing?
you continue forward, and you start to move, and a bowl of peas rolls off the table and covers the floor. And you guys still move forward through the peas. Everybody give me another stealth check. Aura with disadvantage.
Forward through the peas.
Not as good for me this time, only a 30.
30?
Yeah.
With Pass Without a Trace, I got a 22.
Okay.
With Pass Without a Trace, I got a Yeet, which is a nat 20 plus
Nice.
10 from. So I equal Malter's.
Nice.
stealth,
Your nat
believe it
20
or
is
not.
my 11. Good job.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every once in a while, we're equal.
With disadvantage, I got a nat 1, so that's a 14.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jesus.
Dekks, you fall and take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
But you guys are able to go.
Can you
seemingly
guys please
unnoticed.
work on staying on your feet?
You start to move forward past the peas, and the glass bottle that was dangling on the edge of the table falls, and it is falling toward the ground.
Can I cast Mage Hand to try to catch it?
You can, if you can roll initiative to beat the initiative roll of 10 as it is falling.
17, baby.
17.
Nice.
Good. You are able to react quickly enough to guide that bottle down, and it does not fall and hit the ground. You make your way forward, and you continue past the giant boot on the ground, and you hear sniffing above you, and you look back, and the white head of a mouse peers over the edge of the table, and then another head, and another head. All of their eyes are scarred over. They lean forward even more, revealing that they are connected to a single body. The three-headed blind mouse leaps down from the table and lands amongst you, sniffing, trying to detect your presence. I need all of you to make one more stealth roll with it right here. And this is, you guys did well with your stealth, and so there's no additional DC that I have to add to this. But everybody roll another stealth with Pass Without Trace.
Would have gone for animal friendship, but I think this thing's not an animal anymore, guys. I don't know.
I was about to nudge Malter, like, now would be the time to make friends.
Yeah. Well, Malter got a 35 on his stealth.
A 35.
I love it so much.
Good.
It's
With the Pass Without Trace, I got 20.
20. Nice.
I got an 18 with Pass Without Trace.
18. And Dex.
24.
24.
This feels good. This feels good.
Good. Sniffs. All three of its heads sniffing around. You guys freeze. And it stops. And it turns. And moves away. And skitters around the food. And you see it go through a small hole in the side of the wall. And out of sight and away. And then you look forward and see the massive oven next to the door opens and lets out a big sigh of steam and smoke. The door opens and you are hit with a wave of heat and light. You shield your eyes and you hear a voice. Everyone thinks they know me. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Yeah, I know the Muffin Man. Isn't he the bloke that lives down on Drury Lane? Yeah, that's him. Everyone knows the rhyme. Everyone thinks they know the Muffin Man. But then they meet me. The smoke clears. You see standing in the oven a small, buttery, flaky, crusted biscuit sitting atop a single tin with two gangly Modron legs, two gangly Modron arms, holding a long musket and two Modron eyes sticking out of the top of the bread. The middle of the buttery bread opens wide when he speaks. Yeah, that's right. I'm an English muffin. And he aims the musket and fires. And that is where we are going to pause the adventure for tonight.
Wonderful.
Thank you to all the players this week for this adventure. Brooke, Bones, Mav, and Scott. Their socials can be found in the description. Thank you to Zaezar for our artwork. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for the music. Follow us on Discord. Give us some 5-star reviews. And we will see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.
Not gonna lie, Kyle, this has been weird.